Montana's senior Senator Jon Tester made his first trip to the southern border this past weekend. I was there to cover most of that tour. As you well know, President Trump has declared a national emergency over the situation on the border. As the ranking member of the Senate Appropriations Homeland Security Subcommittee, Senator Tester will help decide how much money the government should spend on the agencies that protect the border. Now, we got a chance to see some of the partial barriers that are now in place in the Rio Grande Valley, where Border Patrol agents told me they're apprehending around 1,000 people a day. We saw firsthand what they're doing as they patrol the Rio Grande. Many of the landowners in that area expressing their concerns about the wall essentially cutting off their property. They question how effective it will be. Also had a chance to visit one of the ports of entries where thousands of vehicles pour into the U.S. each day. Tester says after visiting the border that he still does not support a wall across all of it and thinks that manpower and technology would be more cost effective. Well, much of the discussion about border security is centered on what is happening on the ground on the U.S.-Mexico border and a wall. Thousands of people also try to enter our country every year by sea. And that's where the U.S. Coast Guard comes in. We also flew to the Bay Area of California for a visit to Coast Guard Island and toured a national security cutter, found out more about what the Coast Guard is doing to keep our borders safe. We also went on board a long-range interceptor that the Coast Guard uses to intercept drug smugglers, bringing drugs into the country, most often cocaine from South America.
Like I was talking about earlier with the senator, one of the cases that we came across did have an AK-47 on board, along with the contraband, the bales of cocaine that they found.
So that's where I think the Coast Guard's real impact in the conversation about the border is about interdicting drugs at sea, and those are the enablers, or those are the push factors that make people, people make decisions to send their children, other family members north to try to enter the United States.
It's amazing the breadth of everything that they do. I mean, they're there to help support and make this country as safe as possible, and it's just amazing because in Montana we don't hear much about the Coast Guard.
Both the U.S. Coast Guard and the U.S. Customs and Border Protection fall under Homeland Security.